How is it going, everybody? My name is Copyright, and today we are gonna look at an interesting deck. I already announced it maybe a little bit before. It's a mono blacklist, I'm sorry, and this deck should perform better against this current meta with easy turns and easy dragons. So let's jump right into it. There is a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of fluently, a lot of synergy happening between the cards. So let's check them out and break the deck a little bit down. Let's go with our 1-drops, I think. And there we have the first card that almost never sees a play, or me personally, I never saw it playing somebody, and this is Eaten Alive. At first, not only the art is amazing or looks really cool, but the spell is at all a really interesting spell. Let's see what it does. It's for 1 mana, and it says as an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 4 other mana. So the first interesting part, it can be really cheap, like for 1, or it can be really expensive, like for 5, right? But in more, or in a lot of cases, you often, if you top deck this card, you often has the 5 mana to pay the cost to exile a creature or planeswalker. And if you're in an early game against another aggressive type of decks, the exile effect is definitely really good. And the sacrifice, we have a little bit sacrifice synergy going on. We have different stuffs. We will talk about it right now, but sacrifice a creature is not a big deal for us. Why? Because look at this. We have, how much is this? 8, 10, 13 1-drops, and 10 of them are creatures. So basically, if you want to sacrifice a Ghast, for example, Shambling Ghast, famous creature, almost every black or Dimir or anything that has with black almost always include this card, because it just connect a chip blocker, connect as a removal, connect as a ramp, right? So it's so versatile for 1 mana, 1/1 zombie creature. So we can easily also sacrifice it to Eaten Alive, take maybe a bigger threat out. Also with the -1/-1, take maybe another threat out, and suddenly you're in front on the board and keep on coming, right? Other thing that we have here to sacrifice, you saw it maybe already, we have our Jadar. Jadar poops out constantly this 2/2 decayed zombies that always dies, but you can easily sacrifice it and he will poop at the end of the turn another one. So not a big deal, right, to sacrifice this zombie creature token and just get rid of it later on. Then we have our Skyclave Shade, also amazing creature to sacrifice. Why? Because constantly, as long as you're playing lands, he constantly coming from the graveyard and can keep on putting pressure on the opponent, and again, just an amazing card to sacrifice with Eaten Alive, because you can maybe go in, opponent is scared to block, you make 3 damage, you sacrifice your Skyclave Shade, exile another creature, planeswalker, play your land, and maybe replay the Shade, because Eaten Alive costs just 1 mana. So this all can happen on turn, I don't know, on turn 3, for example, right? So pretty, or with just 3 mana, turn 4 definitely. So pretty cool synergy here. But we also have another card, and this is our Witch, that all constantly poops out the 1/1 pest tokens that we can also easily sacrifice, gain some life, exile a creature or planeswalker, and then go on with the game. Really cool, especially if you have our 5-drop, and this is the only 5-drop on the board, our Lolth. She poops out the spider tokens, and every time if something dies and the sacrifice trigger is that something is dying, she gets +1, right? So you can keep on putting the +1 counters on it without even bothering if the creature is dying or not. Then we have our typical 1-drops with Eyetwitch and Ghast. We talked already about it. Then we have something that maybe not so often seen, but a really amazing card, really underplayed and really, let's say, unpredictable. I'm sorry for the interruption of this freaking car alarm, and it's weekend. Yeah, that's gone. Maybe as long as it's interrupted, I can use the the perfect time for remind you guys, if you like my channel, you want to support me, please click the subscribe button and like my video. It helped me to grow the community, that we can build something great together and provide you with some cool interesting decks like this one. So let's get back to our Paladin, Forsworn Paladin. He's 1 mana 1/1 with Menace. Menace is a really cool ability that we have also on other creature like our witch that allows you to go in for damage if opponent just has some small blockers or just one creature that is available and that yeah, just not able to block it because mana says at least 2 creatures need to block this creature. And for 1 and a black and 2 tap, you can pay 1 life and create a treasure token. So theoretically he can ramp us. If you have no good attacks, if you know you will stay back, you can just activate his ability and create a treasure token to ramp you maybe in something bigger like Lolth, or maybe make a big turn with the witch and some instances or some sorceries where you can create more tokens. So just a small ramp card, pretty nice. The life loss is not so important because we have a lot of things that give us life. And then the more important part, what people are forgetting about, for 2 and 1 black mana without tapping, target creature gets, and any creature, it can be him, it can be another creature, gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If mana from a treasure was spent to activate this ability, this creature also gains Death Touch until end of turn. And look at this, just like imagine, turn 6, you have this bad boy on the board, right? You can pump something by 4, and if you pump your witch by 4, it's suddenly 7 damage with menace coming into the face of your opponent. So it's really difficult. You can also bring it with Eyetwitch. It came up to me where your opponent just didn't keep up a blocker for a flyer, and he had some blockers. I remember exactly, but he was on 4 life. So I attacked with Eyetwitch and with Paladin, just pump the Eyetwitch and go through for 4. So often people forget it, often people don't notice it, that you don't need the treasure to sacrifice it to activate it. You can literally just give it a +2/+0. I think there is a gameplay where I finished the opponent because he also forgot about it, that it gives +2/+0, and yeah, just wins the game. Not more than 2. I don't even know if I have. Yeah, I have more, but I didn't try, to be honest, more than 2. If you feel for, you can try literally more, because he is for me let's say some sort of MVP. Of course, MVP is here our Meathook that we have 3 of, and this is basically, as I said already in a lot of videos, this card is amazing in aggro decks and it's amazing in control decks. It's just so much things that you can do here. Here we have the great synergy because we are floating on our board with a lot of tokens, a lot of creatures that we are not scared to that if they die. So here we can play it literally for 0, just have it on the board and prepare for the removal of our opponent. So let's say opponent plays Blood on the Snow, you have 3-4 creatures on the board. There is definitely a gameplay where I play against the Orzhov mid-range snow deck, the one that CGB built or similar build, definitely. And I had like, I don't know, I think I had, where are you? Jadar, yeah, Jadar, he is amazing synergy with Meathook, obviously, because every time the decay token attacks, it dies, opponent drains for 1, and you create a new token. So you keep on going until opponent find a solution for Jadar. But in this game, that is in the gameplay, and definitely check it out. It was really cool games. I had Lolth with 2 creatures, Jadar with his token and the Massacre on the board, and the opponent sweeps it with Blood on the Snow, and suddenly lose 4 life. You know, and 4 life in this matchup is really much, because we go so fast, so early with a little damage, but this little damage ends up in turn 4, turn 5, your opponent is at 10, and then to sweep the board in cost of 4 life go down to 6 is really painful for anybody. So Meathook, definitely amazing card, has great synergy with different cards. For example, our Slaughter Specialist, we have 2 of her, because in some situation you don't want to give, especially against control matchups, you don't want to give your opponent a chump blocker because it gives them an extra turn. It doesn't matter that your creature grows by 1 because next turn they will kill it anyway, but in general against aggressive or mid-range, especially against mono green, right? You play her on 2, opponent plays on 2 the pack leader, trade for it, easy game, right? Or even if you maybe attack and they chump with a human, suddenly is a 4/4 and can block almost everything mono green can offer. So against another aggressive matchups and another mid-range matchups, just a great tool. Then we have our removal, of course, Infernal Grasp, 3 of, because losing life is not a big deal in this deck, and just a great removal for 2 mana remove anything. A little bit of card draw, Deadly Dispute. At first I run a little bit more of them. I think I started with 4, but then I end up having hands where I have my Eyetwitch with 2 or 3 Deadly Disputes, so I'm forced to sacrifice Eyetwitch to even have some card draws, and then I draw some lands or something. So it was really terrible. I minimize it first to 3, then later to 2, and now I think this is the perfect balance, because usually if I draw Deadly Dispute it's somewhere on turn 5, turn 6, maybe later, maybe I have some treasures from Ghast to sacrifice to Dispute, maybe I have some creatures that I don't mind to sacrifice, like Skyclave Shade again, or the zombie token, so 2 is perfect number for me. Then we have a small hidden gem here, Valki, God of Lies, also great against easy dragons. Take their Goldspan Dragon on turn 4, you have a treasure, you make yourself a Goldspan Dragon and go into the face, just great thing. Otherwise it just sucks the removal from opponent, doesn't matter if they want it or not, they feel to kill him to just get the creature back, and if they get creature back, often you take creatures that fitting in the opponent's turn or opponent's curve, and it's bring them out of the curve. So also a great card. Just one off because I don't know why Arena like Valki so much, but if you have 2 off, you will be guaranteed to draw him at least in 1 out of 3 matches. You will start with at least 2 of them in your opening hand. I don't know why Arena does it, why it happens so often, but this is why I reduced him to 1. I had previously 2, but this seems to work better. Yeah, then we talked about the most creature and synergy cards. Then we have Go Blank, just because Go Blank is something like hitting in your face against any sort of flashback deck, any sort of control-ish type of decks. They just need to counter it, they must counter it, or they will get such a huge disadvantage if you hit their hand. That is amazing card. One off because sometimes against some matchups you are not happy to draw it, but against another, amazing of course. Then Lolth, we talked already, great Planeswalker, maybe you can go for 3. I don't have 3, I have only 2 right now, but I'm happy with the draw rate. I draw maybe 1 each, like 4th game maybe, so like 30, a little bit less, maybe like 25% of draw rate, maybe around 30, yeah. So more often than not I get it when I need her, and this is great. Mana base, I have 1 Hive, then 17 snow-covered swamps. Snow we use mainly for our Faceless Haven, 4 Faceless Haven, and 2 of Field of Ruins, again just different art style. I like both of them, looks pretty cool, this one and this one. So yeah, in the sideboard I have my learn spells, because of course we have here a lot of learn possibility with our Eyetwitch, but also cards that were experimenting or thinking about. So maybe we could add some duress. If you're facing a lot of other control decks, duress is definitely the go. You can replace maybe some Ghasts, or maybe a Eaten Alive. Make it 1 Eaten Alive against control, because sometimes you want to exile for 1 mana, I don't know, the Goldspan Dragon, or you want to exile the egg that they put on the board, and 2 duress. Ah, Jesus, then it go away. Anyway, you know what I mean. Just put 2 duresses here, and maybe you can go like this. Also, Blood on the Snow, if you force a lot of creature matchups and you are losing despite having Meathook, and Meathook is just also amazing against mono white and other creature matchups, just easily put Blood on the Snow. Yeah, so yeah, this is so far for the deck. As I said, sideboard, nothing new. All the same, we have Confront the Past for Planeswalkers, Mascot Exhibition, never casted in this deck, Introduction to Annihilation, just if you need to exile something that is indestructible or difficult to deal with, Anatomy, +1/+1, 2/+1/+1 counters and Vigilance can play a big role with our Eyetwitch, just to go for damage and block something in the air. Pest Summoning, great with our Eyetwitch, because you suddenly create 3 of these pest tokens that provides you with life. Fumes, again, exile something, and the cost of sacrificing a creature, we already talked about it, or here is it's exiling a creature. And Environmental Science, just for gain some life and to get some other lands if you need more lands. So yeah, guys, this is so far the deck. As I said, I'm really happy with the performance. I enjoyed it. It's really fluent. It has a really nice curve. It is really stable. You usually use the mana where you need to use it with our instants, but also with our cheap creatures. You can really adjust how do you want to use the mana, right? Like in turn 3, you can maybe play a 1/1 and keep the Deadly Dispute just to see if the opponent tries to exile something or to interact with your board. Then you Deadly Dispute. If opponent does nothing, you can maybe dispute something that you don't need because the next turn you cannot attack. So the fluently in this deck is amazing. You will see it in the gameplay, how smooth everything goes through, how nice and cool everything works out. Yeah, otherwise, again, a small reminder, if you like this sort of videos, please click the like button, support me by subscribing to my channel. I will be really happy about it. And on this note, let's go and check out the gameplay, guys. So against Maraxus, let's hope because of the arena opening, the most Izzet players are playing there. We are on the play, looks good. We are opening up with Eyetwitch. Then we have the Slaughter Specialist, and the 1/1 token cannot block the Eyetwitch, so we can go with a little bit more tempo. So Slaughter Specialist hits the board, go face. Ores of colors, okay, interesting, definitely interesting. So the first damage is done, guys. He is at 19. We are closer. Oh, that's a cool removal. That's a cool removal, that was not expecting it. Rite of Oblivion. Ignition costs a spell, sacrifice a non-land permanent. Exile target non-land permanent. That's a really nice removal, huh? In Ores of Colors, definitely. Definitely a cool removal. But okay, our Go Blank will be really good here because looks like opponent has some flashback stuff. Non-land permanent. How you can abuse it with treasures? You can like sacrifice treasures to do something? Okay, here we go. Ghast. We don't need more treasures. We need to disrupt our opponent a little bit. Lolth is great. Lolth is really great. Here we go with Lolth. And going face. Now we have 3 1 mana spells. Let's see if we draw in something cooler. Our opponent has 3 lands. Maybe he can gain some life. It's okay. Let's see how long Lolth will survive. I'm not expecting her to survive very long. But definitely apply some pressure. And we are going every time for 5. Opponent needs to wait for Blood on the Snow. Blood on the Snow, he can return some stuffs, but we will see if you can maybe draw Go Blank. This will be the nail. Okay, Merchant. He has 3, 4, 5 maybe next turn, so he maybe draw his own Lolth. Eaten Alive. Eaten Alive is pretty nice here because we can do it like this. Sacrifice a creature, sacrifice you. Yeah, triggers, create a treasure, and we ate him. Now we play another Eyetwitch, right? Another Eyetwitch is nice. Because if he Blood on the Snow, at least I gain to learn. We can grab something from the sideboard. No, 5 mana. You have your own Lolth. And I can the Lolth too. Eaten Alive is such a weird but also cool removal, I think. It's in one way like 5 mana for exile a creature planeswalker, but another way it's just 1 mana. So it's like just a huge gap between between these mana curves. I mean, sure, sometimes if you're an endgame and top deck this, but you have enough mana, you can just play it without sacrificing. This is the nice versatility maybe of it. But if you have something to sacrifice and you can exile things, and exile plays in this deck I think a big role, because right now he can only get that professor back, and go blank should take care of it if we draw it. Just a huge difference sometimes. Also, for all this flashback stuff, Go Blank is a pretty good main deck. You can sacrifice something. I can sacrifice Lolth, sure. Fateful Absence, okay. Claro, why not? Ah, Blood on the Snow. Here we go. For 0. If you kill me, I will kill you. And we stay back. At the end of the turn we knock the investigate token. See what we gonna draw. Now come with your Blood on the Snow. There's 4 life right now. 4 life and 2 learn effects. We have 4 mana. Here we go with the Blood on the Snow. We crack it just to see what we draw. Maybe it will affect my learn board. Okay, bring her back, learn more. Meathook makes suck suck suck. Oh, suddenly just on 4. Bring Pest Summoning, and we bring... Because we didn't draw land. Should I? I can Confront the Past and bring... No, I didn't have my land right now. Bring back my Lolth, because he didn't exile it right now. He just kill it with Fateful. Just heal me. It's okay. I'm not scared here. We can play next turn some stuff that can die, will drain. And I don't know if my opponent has a lot of possibilities to take a Black Source, play you out, because we have how you call it? Should I eat this professor? No, right? I will play you. Because we have lands in the hand. Can definitely play it. It will be also smarter for me. I don't know why I make so much dumb mistakes these days. Maybe because I'm trying to talk and also play, but Faceless Haven will be smarter to play because we still could have played our Pest Summoning. We just require 2 mana and we had 2, so we could play Faceless Haven. But it happens sometimes. Sometimes you have days where you just make the wrong decisions. You trust your guts, but at the end it was not the right decision. So theoretically our opponent should be dead next turn. Depends what he does. Because I can eat him alive, kill the creature, sack this, pump this by 2, attack for 3. So Kaya is okay. I gain something that plays around because we are exiling. That's still okay. This is still okay. So we can even make it different, right? Can play you. He tapped a mana, a little bit unfortunate, but it's still enough. We play you, sacrifice a creature. We sacrifice you. We attack on your face and pump you by 2. Yeah, this is how it can go. Pretty nice, pretty interactive, happy with the game. Let's check out another one. So Lenny, let's check out how the games against Jules cleared. How our deck will perform here. Against Control, it's maybe something really interesting. Otherwise, against Aggro 2, because we have Meathook. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's see if I can maybe focus a little bit more. I make a lot of mistakes these days. Don't know what's happening with me. Bring out the Jadar. Create some tokens. Let's see if he has the pack leader. Simic. Simic foretells. Simic, what do you foretell? I don't even know what you can foretell here, but okay, we will go face. Creature dying, creature spawning. Creature dying, creature spawning. Who doesn't like the animations? A black one, okay. What do you think it can be? Let's go face first. Okay. Let's go blank, right? I saw it coming. That's nice. Let's see if he has another black source, then he can maybe Meathook me. No, he doesn't. It's okay. That's okay, my friend. This is okay. So, we bring out the Meathook for 0. Confirm. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Our witch cannot be blocked. She has menace. He can block the 2/2 zombie. He will die anyway, and spawn anyway, and die anyway, and so on. You know what I mean. We drain a little, we spawn a little. Zombie animation is such a weird thing. Shadow's verdict! No! My enemy! My #1 enemy! The Shadow's verdict. Okay, this is good, this is good. We play you. And we play the menace creature. Or you think he has another Shadow's verdict? Another one, huh? Usually it is least tend to run at least 2. Or I run at least 2. But he is on a new level. He plays something that... Orinclex! Hola, senor! Okay. Interesting. Definitely interesting. I think my opponent doesn't know that I can do this. Right? Okay. Good game. That was faster than expected. Let's check out another one in this case. Against Gigato Bear. It can mean Gato is a cat and bear maybe for Battle Royale, but also he could be from Brazil, right? Bear. Terrible hand. No lands. No landas. Opponent goes first. Eaten alive. Eyetwitch Ghast. I think Eyetwitch needs to say bye-bye because we have Ghast and Eaten alive. A cool synergy. And you are a meal deck. Wow. Wow, senor. That's interesting. And you are... how it called? You are... sacrifice a creature. Create a treasure token. Boom. And bring our Shade out. Because we have no time to lose against our meal deck here. As soon as he gets to 6-7 mana, the combo will be really, really dangerous for us. We have a really low mana curve. Our only big stuff is Lolth. And we have only 2 of them and 1 of them is in the hand. So if you bring out the Hideous Laughter, it will meal me for quite a bit. Okay, Dual Strike, here we go. And Maddening, okay. Cool, nice combo, nice combo. But this means I will have more shades, right? This means I will definitely have more shades. We bring the shades out because we need to finish first. We have 32 cards. Hideous Laughter will be maybe for about... I don't even know for how much. Then we play you. Then we play you. Let's see his hand. Here we see a lot of duplication. And now I'm certain that this is maybe crashed a week. Maybe this is crashed a week. Yep, here we go. This is why I didn't want to play my Jadar into this crashed a week. Grasp is not helpful, so we can play out our Jadar and keep up with the 3 damage. Opponent is at 11. Another Foretell, so until now he draws just lands, huh? Okay, this land is pretty good. We have here our Lolth. Lolth will create some. And next turn we go for what? 6, 7 or 7. It will be not completely lethal, but who knows? It will be lethal if we draw our Meathook, because after the attack we can Meathook it and then it's game. Oh, good game. Good game, yeah. So far the performance is pretty good. Only one Izzet deck that we met on the go, and yeah, the rest was some weird stuff, some aggressive stuff. Definitely a really interesting deck, a really different take on the mono black list. So everybody who wants to try it out, and I just can recommend to play something that if you think you're stuck in all the same decks, you're playing all the same creatures and the same spells, if you want to get something new in it, just try it out. It's definitely fun, it's definitely interesting, has a lot of spells that maybe are non-often used or not used at all, so this is definitely something to look forward. Otherwise, guys, thank you for your time, thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to click the like button, even if you are my supporter since the first days, and it means really much to me. And yeah, on this note, I hope I see you in the next one. Ciao.